Vibe Coding explained how AI is revolutionizing coding for everyone. Let's dive into the true purpose of vibe coding. Have you ever felt the thrill of innovation, only to be met with skepticism? That's the reality of vibe coding today. It's a hot topic, and while I'm not here to take sides in the debate over its merits, I do want to help you navigate this evolving landscape without stumbling into pitfalls. Vibe coding has surged into the spotlight recently, as evidenced by a wave of articles celebrating the rise of AI coding assistants. This shift signifies a departure from the exclusive domain of seasoned software developers and tech-savvy entrepreneurs. Now, vibe coding is accessible to everyone, making it a tool for the masses. But here's where it gets controversial. The implications of this democratization of coding could lead to chaos in the tech world. And honestly, I'm all for it. Just last month, I penned a piece discussing the pros and cons of leveraging generative AI in our work. My main takeaway: don't let AI take the reins. Instead, let it enhance your own efforts. This idea struck a chord with many, as it taps into the foundational principles of AI that have been around since the early days of computing. I've been in the tech game since the early 2000s, and I was part of the team that introduced some of the first generative AI tools back in 2010. So I understand the dual nature of vibe coding. It's exciting, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. I have a straightforward suggestion for how to engage with vibe coding responsibly, but it requires sifting through some necessary complexities. Understand your vibe limits. Recently, a younger colleague approached me, brimming with enthusiasm about his latest idea. "I'm going to vibe code the next Shopify," he exclaimed. I replied, "That's great, but we already have Shopify." "I know," he said, "but I'm going to address all the issues and complaints that Shopify has. Vibe coding will allow me to bring all my innovative ideas to life and create a better version of Shopify." While I admire his ambition, it's important to recognize that Shopify has a team of brilliant minds who have been tackling these challenges for nearly 2 decades. They also have substantial financial resources and a wealth of experienced developers at their disposal. Plus, they're likely developing their own AI solutions. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate your drive. Let's harness that energy and celebrate it. Vibe coding, the new age of spreadsheets. I know this might sound a bit out there, but hear me out. Every time I mention this comparison, I see the light of understanding flicker in people's eyes. The AI coding tools that enable us to vibe code are essentially an abstraction layer built on top of traditional coding, similar to no-code and low-code platforms, as well as modern SaaS applications. Think about it. Your HubSpot or Google Analytics dashboards are just layers of abstraction over raw data. And yes, spreadsheets fit into this category too. But spreadsheets can be so dull. Back in 1979, when Apple launched VisiCalc, it revolutionized the way people worked. It was a groundbreaking application that transformed complex calculations into a visual format, making tasks significantly easier. At that time, it was like having 1,000 calculators working simultaneously. You simply input the initial figures and specified your desired outcomes, albeit through somewhat cumbersome commands and intricate formulas. It took years for personal computers and spreadsheets to become mainstream, but when they did, they felt like magic. Entire businesses emerged from this newfound capability, leading to the development of ERPs, extensive server-based systems, cloud solutions, and mobile applications. The potential was limitless. We became enamored with data. Spreadsheets for everyone. What skilled business professionals and developers achieved with this mathematical magic laid the groundwork for the software we still rely on today. Data remains the driving force behind everything we do. In essence, software is just a more user-friendly version of spreadsheets. I know it sounds a bit absurd, and you might want to challenge me on this, but take a moment to reflect on it. Your modern car operates on complex mathematical principles, just like self-driving vehicles, which utilize mobile technology to navigate. The individuals who can articulate these concepts clearly are the ones poised to create the next big tech sensation, whether it's the next Shopify or a billion-dollar enterprise. They will leverage AI, including vibe coding, to bring their visions to life. To continue with the party metaphor, these innovators are the ones hosting the gathering we're all enjoying. The venture capitalists and private equity investors are the ones supplying the drinks, while figures like Elon Musk and Sam Altman take turns spinning the tunes. Wow, time flies. I have work in the morning. But here's the crux. Even today, the mathematical prowess behind a simple spreadsheet can be the deciding factor between successful and unsuccessful business operations. The same goes for vibe coding. That's where your motivation should be directed. Start your own celebration. I completely understand the exhilaration that comes from creating something from scratch, especially with a little unexpected assistance. It's a feeling that's hard to resist, and the possibilities can seem boundless. I still remember the first spreadsheet I created for my household budget. It was a game changer. I thought, I'll never lose track of my finances again. The principles I learned while developing that spreadsheet continue to guide me in both my professional and personal life. Just this past weekend, I engaged in vibe coding myself. I developed and launched a new product. While it wasn't the next Shopify, it did generate revenue right away. So let's raise a glass. Just remember, the authorities often show up at the best parties. Know when to draw the line. If you're aiming to vibe code something truly impactful, you'll need to handle sensitive data and ensure universal access. This brings up significant privacy and security concerns that AI isn't equipped to manage effectively. You must be well-versed in these areas. To create something genuinely useful and valuable, you need a deep understanding of both the process and the challenges you're addressing, as well as a solid grasp of the solutions that AI has provided. If you lack insight into how AI resolved an issue in one scenario, you won't be able to adapt that solution for a different situation. Remember, AI is like a hammer, and every problem looks like a nail. So, make sure to balance those AI shots of fireball with some refreshing water. Take a moment to breathe and clarify your objectives before diving back in. And if you're the one at the party who believes that AI can autonomously solve its own challenges without the guidance of experienced business professionals and developers, whom you may have just let go, you might find yourself in a tough spot when the authorities arrive, and there's no one left to take the blame. Feel free to send me an invitation to your next gathering by signing up for my email list. While I can't guarantee my attendance due to my own busy schedule, I'm eager to see what you create. Step beyond vibe coding, building reliable Docusign integrations with AI guidance. Ever felt like your coding vibe might be leading you astray? It's easy to get swept up in the hype of AI-powered tools like GitHub Copilot. But when it comes to building real-world integrations, vibes alone aren't enough. The truth is, while large language models, LLMs, can spark creativity, they often lack the precision and up-to-date knowledge required for critical decisions, like choosing the right APIs or navigating third-party platform complexities. That's where the human touch becomes irreplaceable, or is it? Let's dive into how a new tool from Docusign is redefining the balance between AI-driven vibe coding and the need for structured, informed integration design. For years, developers have wrestled with the frustration of sifting through endless documentation to connect systems. Enter the Docusign Developer AI Assistant for VS Code, a beta tool that promises to streamline this process. Unlike generic LLMs, this AI is specifically trained on Docusign's ecosystem, giving it access to the latest features and workflows. Think of it as a seasoned mentor who knows the ropes and can guide you through the maze of APIs, extensions, and authentication protocols. But here's where it gets controversial. Can an AI truly replace the judgment of an experienced developer, or is it just a shortcut that masks deeper learning gaps? Let's break it down. The tool works alongside GitHub Copilot, but with a twist. After installing it in VS Code and securing a Copilot license, you can summon the Docusign assistant by typing @Docusign in the chat window. Imagine this scenario. You want to sync data from Docusign workflows to Salesforce, but aren't sure how. Instead of brute forcing through documentation, you ask the AI for options. It might suggest using the Docusign Apex toolkit or an extension app paired with Maestro workflows. Each recommendation comes with a high-level overview and links to relevant documentation, your golden ticket to skipping the guesswork. But wait, what if the AI misses something? That's the part most people miss. The assistant doesn't just hand you code, it acts as a discovery companion. If you're unfamiliar with terms like extension apps, you can ask for clarification and instantly get curated documentation. This isn't about eliminating learning, it's about accelerating it. For example, if you ask the AI to generate Node.js code to trigger a workflow, it might first provide a basic version using a hard-coded workflow ID. But with a bit more guidance, it can refine the code to fetch the ID dynamically via the Maestro API. The result? A prototype that's functional yet flexible, without drowning in authentication complexities. Of course, there's a catch. While the AI excels at prototyping, production-ready integrations demand rigorous testing and authentication. The tool can even generate access tokens on the fly for quick testing, but relying on it entirely in production could be risky. This sparks a key debate. Should AI tools be trusted to make critical decisions, or should they remain supplementary learning aids? The Docusign assistant walks a tightrope between these extremes, offering a middle ground where AI handles the how while humans oversee the why. So, is this the future of integration development, or is it just another flashy shortcut that backfires in the long run? The beauty of tools like the Docusign Developer AI Assistant lies in their adaptability. They empower developers to experiment faster, reduce friction in onboarding, and focus on creative problem solving. Yet they also raise questions about dependency and the erosion of foundational skills. What do you think? Should we embrace AI as a collaborator, or will it eventually outpace our ability to understand the systems we build? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear if you see this as a game changer or a cautionary tale.